My child, I said open this ASAP. I'm not joking. Before you take another breath, before your mind drifts, before the world pulls at you again, I need you to hear me. There is something urgent, something exciting, something extremely important inside this moment, and I am not speaking lightly. I am not whispering. I am not hinting. I am stepping right into your path and stopping you with my own hands because heaven placed this message in front of you on purpose. This is not one of those moments you can overlook, skip past, or come back to later. This moment carries weight. This moment carries purpose. This moment carries something that is meant for you, only you, and I will not let you walk past it. Stop everything. Stop the scrolling. Stop the rushing. Stop letting your mind wander. Stop allowing distractions to steal what I am placing in front of you. You have missed things before because you moved too quickly, because you were overwhelmed, because you doubted the tug in your spirit, because you told yourself you'd come back later. You ignored moments that were meant to guide you. You brushed off signs I placed in front of you. You walked away from whispers that were trying to protect you. But this time, I am not giving you the chance to slip away. This time, I am grabbing your attention because heaven has delivered something to you that cannot wait. This moment is not like the others. This message is not like the others. This call is not like the others. My child, tap now before you miss what heaven sent for you, because the truth is this. You are standing in front of a door, and if you walk past it, you will not see what was prepared behind it. Not because I want to punish you, not because I want to frighten you, but because what I placed here must be opened now, not later. Timing matters in the spiritual realm. Moments carry purpose, and this moment had been marked for your heart. Heaven aligned this message and placed it directly in front of you because the next steps of your life are tied to what I am about to reveal. I am speaking urgently, but my urgency is wrapped in love. I am speaking strongly, but my strength is wrapped around your heart. I am speaking with power, but that power is meant to lift you, not scare you. I want you to feel the seriousness in my voice, but I want you to feel my tenderness inside it too. I am not shouting at you, I am calling out to you with depth, with warmth, with a love that refuses to let you miss what is meant to elevate your life. You need to understand something. This message was not delivered randomly. You were not scrolling aimlessly. You did not stumble on this by accident. Life did not happen to place this here at the right time. No, my child, I placed this here. I pulled you here. I arranged this moment with intention because your spirit needed intervention. Heaven has been moving around you in ways you cannot see, and something is shifting in your life. Something is aligning. Something is unlocking. Something has reached the point where your awareness matters. Your focus matters. Your willingness to listen matters. That is why I interrupted your moment. That is why I stepped into your day. That is why you feel your heart reacting right now. Because I'm speaking directly to you, not to everyone, not to the world, not to the crowd, to you. You have been asking for signs. You have been asking for clarity. You have been asking for direction. You have been asking for reassurance. You have been asking for something to show you that I am near, that I am listening, that I am guiding, that I have not forgotten you. This is that something. This is me. This is your sign. This is your answer. This is your clarity. This is your direction. This is my reassurance wrapped in urgency. I said open this ASAP for a reason. because you have reached a point in your journey where one distraction could turn into delay, where one hesitation could turn into confusion, where one moment of ignoring your spirit could cause you to miss something that was meant to bless you. I am not threatening you, I am protecting you. I am not scaring you, I am saving you from missing what your heart has been crying out for. You have been living in a tension you don't fully understand. You have been feeling something shifting around you without knowing what it is. You have felt restless. You have felt emotional. You have felt disconnected from certain things. You have felt a pull toward something new. You have felt a stirring in your heart that you couldn't explain. Those feelings were not random, they were me preparing you for this moment. Your spirit has been reaching for me, even when your mind didn't know what it needed. You have been craving something deeper, something stronger, something real, something that touches your core. This message is part of that, part of what you've been longing for but didn't know where to find. Right, I am nothing without you, Lord, if He is the breath that gives you strength. And child, I promise you, what I am about to reveal will shift your life. Not with fear, not with pressure, but with truth that opens you, heals you, strengthens you, realigns you. There is something exciting coming your way, yes, exciting, because I plan joy for you, restoration for you, healing for you, opportunities for you, and new direction for you. There is something extremely important attached to the next steps of your journey, and your heart needs to be anchored in me before you step into it. You have been living through a season that drained you, confused you, or numb parts of you. You have been feeling stuck in certain areas, unsure in others, hopeful in some moments, discouraged in others. Your emotions have been up and down. Your thoughts have been clouded. Your heart had been heavy. And yet, through all of this, I have been preparing something. I have been shaping something. I have been aligning something behind the scenes while you have been crying, waiting, doubting, or trying to survive the days. That is why I said open this ASAP. Not tomorrow. Not when you have time. Not when you feel better. Now, this moment, this breath, because you are closer to breakthrough than you realize, closer to clarity than you think, closer to healing than you've ever been, closer to new beginnings than your mind can imagine. I am not here to play with your emotions. I am not here to give you temporary comfort. I am here because your life is about to turn in a direction that requires your spirit to be awake. Something is about to open for you, but I need you to be aligned enough to recognize it when it comes. I need you to be steady enough to receive it. I need you to be aware enough to step into it. And that is why this message carries urgency. My child, I know how deeply you've been hurting. I know how tired you've been. I know how overwhelmed you felt. I know how much you've been carrying alone. I know how many things you've been suppressing just so you could keep functioning. I know how often you've cried without letting anyone see. I know how many times you've asked me, when will things change? When will things finally make sense? This is part of that change. This is part of the answer. This is part of the shift. Heaven placed this message in front of you because you're entering a moment that matters. A moment of turning. A moment of awakening. A moment of restoration. A moment where my voice must break through the noise. My child, listen to me now. Don't rush away from this. Don't ignore this. Don't scroll past this. This moment is sacred. This moment is time. This moment is meant for you. I am not joking. I am not exaggerating. I am not trying to frighten you. I am calling you because I love you too deeply to let you miss what is coming. So breathe. Be still. Stay with me. Because the next words I speak will open your eyes. My child, let me tell you gently, clearly, and without any confusion why I had to come into your moment with such urgency. There is a spiritual window open right now, and you do not see it with your natural eyes, but your spirit can feel it. You have felt something shifting around you without knowing what it meant. A kind of pressure in your heart, a kind of restlessness in your spirit, a sense that something is changing even though nothing around you looks different yet. What you have been feeling is the movement of heaven opening a window of opportunity, a moment where things align in ways they do not always align, a moment when your blessing draws close enough for you to sense its approach. And because that window is open right now, timing matters more than you know. Not human timing, not emotional timing, not the timing you think is convenient, but divine timing, my timing. The timing of heaven. Please support our channel. Our work is to bring happiness in your life and devotion to God. And if you want, you can donate to us via Super Thanks to show your support. You have prayed for change. You have cried for clarity. You have begged for a breakthrough. You have whispered to me in moments when you didn't think anyone was listening. And now something is unfolding, something delicate, something important, something that depends on your awareness in this moment. That is why I came with urgency. That is why my tone carries weight. That is why my words feel stronger than usual. Because what is approaching your life is not small, not random, not accidental. It is a blessing that carries purpose, a shift that carries healing, an opportunity that carries transformation. And the window for it is open right now. Your life has been moving through invisible battles, moments of confusion and heaviness, moments when your heart felt worn down and scattered. You've tried to stay strong, tried to stay focused, tried to stay faithful, but the truth is that you've been tired in ways you didn't want to admit even to yourself. Your mind has been overloaded with thoughts that never quiet down. Your heart has been carrying sadness you tried to push away. Your spirit has been overwhelmed by the weight of everything you've been holding inside. You've been fighting through days when your body felt present but your heart felt far. You've been drifting emotionally, spiritually, mentally, not because you wanted distance from me, but because you have been stretched thin by life. You have been moving on autopilot, surviving one moment to the next, doing what you need to do while feeling empty on the inside. You didn't choose this numbness, it came from pain that piled up without relief, from burdens you carried without help, from disappointments that piled up until your spirit felt muted. And as you drifted, you didn't realize how small your flame had become. You didn't see how close you were to losing your sensitivity to my voice, not permanently, but long enough that you could have easily missed this moment of alignment. That is why I broke into your day. That is why I stopped you. That is why I said open this now. Because you were slipping into a direction that would have caused you to miss what heaven is trying to place in your hands. I am not angry with you. I am not frustrated with you. I am not disappointed. I understand why your heart grew tired. I understand why your mind became distracted. I understand why your spirit grew dull. Life hath been heavy. People have hurt you. Seasons have drained you. You have carried responsibilities that stretched you beyond what anyone else realized. I know how much strength it took just to get through some of your days. I know how much effort you put into simply keeping your world from falling apart. I know how many moments you walked through pain alone. So hear me when I say, I am not judging your tiredness. I am rescuing you from what that tiredness could cause you to miss. This moment is not random, it is divine timing. Heaven aligned the second carefully, delicately, intentionally. Nothing about this moment is accidental. You didn't find this message by chance. You didn't stumble into this encounter by luck. I led you here. I called you here. I whispered to your spirit even before your mind realized what was happening. I drew you toward this exact breath, this exact second, because this message had to reach you now, not later, not eventually, not whenever you felt ready. Now, if it came earlier, your heart wouldn't have been open. If it came later, the blessing might pass by unnoticed. If it came any other day, your spirit might have brushed it aside. But today, this moment, your heart is in the perfect position to receive what I need you to hear. And child, let me tell you honestly, I am not joking. When I say this is urgent, I mean it. When I say don't delay, I mean it. When I say this message carries something extremely important, I mean it. My urgency does not come from impatience, it comes from love. It comes from protection. It comes from knowing what you do not see yet. It comes from seeing what is unfolding behind the scenes. It comes from understanding the timing of heaven, the movement of the spiritual realm, the way opportunities open and close like fragile petals on a flower. It comes from knowing what the enemy has been trying to do in this same hour, trying to distract you, confuse you, numb you, silence you so that you won't be awake enough to receive what I am sending. You have been walking through a season where your spirit has been attacked quietly, through exhaustion, through sadness, through heaviness, through emotional numbness. The enemy didn't need to destroy you, to delay you, he only needed to distract you, dull you, overwhelm you enough so that you wouldn't see the blessing coming. But I would not allow that. That is why I stepped into your life with urgency. That is why my voice reached you with force. That is why your heart stirred the moment you started reading. Because I am breaking through everything that tried to silence you, everything that tried to blind you, everything that tried to block you from seeing the next step. This moment is divine timing because I have been preparing something for you, something that has taken time, something that required shifting, healing, alignment, and protection. It has required removing the wrong people, closing the wrong doors, ending the wrong seasons, blocking the wrong opportunities. It has required reshaping your heart, stretching your patience, strengthening your spirit. And now the blessing is near enough to touch your life. He is not far away. He is not delayed. He is not forgotten. It is approaching you faster than you realize. But to receive it, you must wake up spiritually. You must be present. You must be attentive. You must be aware. You must be open. This message is the moment where I open your eyes, where I shake your heart awake, where I pull you back into alignment, where I restore your sensitivity to my voice, where I break the distractions that tried to drown out your spirit, where I prepare you to receive what is already on its way. You asked me many times, Lord, when? And now I am telling you, now is the moment you needed. Now is the moment I prepared. Now is the moment your spirit must awaken. Now is the moment the window is open. You wondered if you were behind, but you were never behind. You wondered if you missed your chance, but you never missed me. You wondered if your blessing passed you, but it didn't. It is coming, and this moment is the turning point that guides you into it. I am not exaggerating when I say this message carries something important. Heaven never speaks without purpose. And the urgency you feel inside you right now, the pressure in your chest, the stirring in your spirit, the sudden awareness is me drawing you close so you do not miss what is coming next. My child, let me speak deeply into the inner world you've been trying so hard to hide, because I see every corner of it with a clarity even you do not have, and I know how much you've been carrying behind your quiet eyes. You have been living inside a fog of confusion, trying to make sense of a life that has felt unpredictable and heavy, trying to understand why your thoughts spin in circles while your heart stays tired, trying to find clarity in a season where nothing feels stable or certain, and though you keep moving forward, you often feel like you're walking blind. You have been exhausted, not only in your body but in your soul, feeling as if your energy drains faster than it returns, waking up tired even after sleeping, feeling worn out in the places no one can see, feeling like you have to gather strength you don't have just to get through the day, acting as if you are fine while inside you feel stretched thin. You have been emotionally numb at times, trapped between the desire to feel and the fear of feeling too much, caught in a strange quietness where your emotions don't rise the way they used to, where happiness feels distant and sadness feels familiar, where nothing brings the spark it once did, not because you don't care but because you've been overwhelmed for so long that your heart simply needed somewhere to hide. Comment Jesus, be my unshakable defender if you trust His covering and protection. You have felt spiritually disconnected, as if the voice that once felt close has become faint, as if your prayers leave your lips but never reach the heavens, as if something inside you went quiet without warning, making you wonder if maybe you drifted too far or if I stopped reaching for you, not realizing that your tiredness made your spirit quieter, not your love for me, and that I have never moved away from you, not for 1 second. You have felt discouraged, weighed down by the disappointments you tried to swallow, feeling like no matter how hard you try, life keeps throwing something else at you, feeling like you are losing battles no one knows you're fighting, feeling like you've fallen behind, like others are moving forward while you carry the heaviness that keeps slowing you down, making you question if things will ever truly get better, or if you are meant to feel stuck forever. You have felt unmotivated, not because you lack potential or purpose, but because your heart has been overloaded by too many emotions for too long, leaving your mind tired, your body tense, your spirit drained, and the things that once excited you have felt distant, the dreams you once chased have felt blurry, and the plans you once made have felt too heavy to pick up again. You have felt unseen in a world that moves too fast to notice the quiet ache inside you, feeling invisible even around people, feeling unheard even when you try to speak, feeling like your efforts go unnoticed, like your kindness is taken for granted, like your struggles are hidden behind the mask of being strong, and no one realizes how much you wish someone would simply ask how you really are and stay long enough to hear the truth. You have felt forgotten at times, wondering why life has been so hard for so long, wondering why your prayers seem unanswered, wondering if I still remember the promises spoken over your life, wondering if I still see you in the middle of all the chaos, wondering if maybe you slipped through my fingers somehow and ended up lost in a crowd of broken hearts and waiting souls, not realizing that you have been on my heart every moment, that I have kept count of every tear, that I have watched every lonely night, that I have carried every unspoken heartbreak. I have watched the way you break silently, the way you fall apart behind closed doors, the way you hold yourself together just long enough to get through the day, the way your strength cracks the moment you're alone, the way you let your tears fall only after the world stops looking. I have seen your unspoken prayers, the ones whispered in fear, the ones whispered in exhaustion, the ones whispered in hope even when hope felt fragile, the ones you didn't know how to form into words but felt inside your chest like a quiet cry for help. I have heard the prayers you spoke only in your mind, the ones you murmured through trembling breaths, the ones you tried to bury because you didn't want to want too much and be disappointed again. I have seen everything you tried to hide, the shaking moments, the quiet desperation, the deep longing for relief, for clarity, for peace, for love, for direction, for freedom from everything that has weighed on your soul, and not one of those moments slipped past me. Not one of those cries went unheard. Not one of those struggles was faced alone. I know you better than you know yourself, and I understand why you have been feeling the way you do. I understand why your heart has been tired, why your spirit has been quiet, why your strength has been thin, why your emotions have felt muted, why everything inside you has felt heavier than usual. And my child, as I look at you now, I am not frustrated with your weakness. I am not disappointed in your exhaustion. I am not surprised by your numbness. I am not angered by your moments of drifting. I am moved by your pain. I am touched by your honesty. I am drawn by your vulnerability. And I am here, closer than you think, nearer than your breath, watching over you in ways you cannot see and holding you with a love you cannot comprehend. My child, let me draw back the veil from your hidden battles, because I have watched you walk through struggles that no one around you ever truly understood. And I want you to know that not a single moment of your pain was invisible to me. I saw your heartbreak, the kind of heartbreak that cannot be explained with simple words, the kind that settles deep in your chest and changes the way you breathe, the kind that makes you question your worth, your future, your ability to trust, your ability to love, the kind that left you staring into the dark, wondering why something so precious had to shatter in your hands, the kind that left you replaying memories not because you wanted to, but because your heart didn't know how to let go of what it once held so tightly. And I was there, watching your heart crack in places you tried so hard to keep whole. I saw your loneliness, the heavy silence surrounding you even when you were near people, the sense of being unseen, the ache of feeling disconnected, overlooked, left out, forgotten. The way you went to bed with a hollow feeling inside your chest because you didn't know who to turn to or whether anyone even noticed how deeply you were hurting. I saw how often you longed for someone to simply sit beside you without needing explanations, someone to hold your pain with you instead of letting you carry it alone, someone who would hear the words behind your silence, someone who could sense the trembling inside you without being told. And it grieved me that you felt so alone in a world full of people. I saw the mental heaviness pressing down on you day after day, the overwhelming thoughts that looped in your mind, the worries that piled up until breathing felt like work, the pressure you carried to stay afloat even when your spirit was sinking, the weight of responsibilities that never gave you space to rest, the anxiety that kept you up at night, the fear of the unknown, the confusion that clouded your decisions, the way your mind became a battlefield of doubts, old wounds, insecurities, unanswered questions, and quiet fears. I saw it all, even when you pretended everything was fine. I saw the nights you cried in silence, those moments when your tears soaked into the pillow while your body shook with emotions you didn't have the strength to express aloud. The nights you cried quietly so no one would hear. The nights you cried because pain had nowhere else to go. The nights when you curled yourself into the smallest version of who you are just to keep yourself from falling apart completely. The nights when sleep refused to come because your heart was too heavy. The nights when you couldn't stop thinking about everything that went wrong, everything you lost, everything you feared. The nights when you whispered my name not as a prayer but as a plea, barely holding yourself together, and yet even in that silence, I was beside you, my hand resting over your heart, catching each tear before it reached the ground. I saw how you carried pain without support, how you held your emotions inside because you didn't want to burden anyone, because you didn't want to appear weak, because you didn't want to explain something that hurt too deeply to put into words. How you pushed through your days with a smile that hid your devastation. How you carried the weight of old wounds and new disappointments on your back while convincing the world you were okay. How you made space for others even when no one made space for you. How you kept showing up even when your spirit was crying out for someone to show up for you. My child, you have been your own comfort, your own support, your own motivator, your own healer for far too long. And I want you to know that I have been watching this burden you never should have carried alone. I saw the moments when you felt like giving up, not in dramatic ways, but in quiet ways. When you felt too tired to keep fighting, when you wondered if you had anything left inside you, when life felt like a constant uphill climb, and you didn't know how much longer you could keep walking, when you sat in your room and felt the heaviness in your chest, when you lost interest in things that once brought joy, when you didn't have the energy to care anymore, when you no longer felt connected to yourself, when you questioned your purpose, when you wondered if all your efforts were pointless, when you whispered to yourself, "I can't do this anymore," yet still found a way to get up the next day even though everything in you wanted to stay in bed and disappear. I saw those moments when you felt your strength slipping away, and my heart ached for you because I never meant for you to walk through that kind of darkness alone. I saw when you pretended to be strong, the way you held your shoulders back even when your heart was falling apart, the way you laughed even when you felt numb inside, the way you helped others even when you needed help the most, the way you pushed yourself to keep functioning even when your spirit was begging for rest, the way you hid your tears until you were alone, the way you said "I'm fine" out of habit, out of protection, out of fear that no one would understand the truth. And I want you to know that I never mistook your strength for not needing me. I saw the truth behind the mask every single time. All of these hidden battles you carry with such quiet courage moved me deeply, and I want to comfort you with tenderness and compassion because you have suffered far more silently than anyone realizes. I have never looked at your pain with disappointment. I have only looked at you with love. I have never blamed you for the moments you broke down. I held you in them. I have never judged you for being overwhelmed. I stood beside you in the overwhelm. I have never rolled my eyes at your struggles. I have wept with you. I have never turned away when you were hurting. I moved closer. My child, I know how hard it has been for you. I know how much strength it took to keep going. I know how deeply you have longed for relief, for connection, for healing, for someone to truly see you. And I need you to hear this as gently as I can speak it. I have seen every part of you, every heartbreak, every lonely night, every silent tear, every heavy thought, every hidden fear, and I have never once left your side. I watched your pain not from a distance, but from inches away. My hand over your heart, my presence wrapped around your spirit, my love holding you when nothing else could. You may have walked through battles without human support, but you never walked through a single one without me. I understand you more deeply than you understand yourself. I see the wounds beneath your silence. I see the strength beneath your exhaustion. I see the hope beneath your discouragement. I see the softness you protect so fiercely. I see the courage you don't give yourself credit for. I see the resilience you built out of survival. I see the longing you hide behind your responsibilities. And I want you to know that none of your pain has been wasted. None of your tears have been ignored. None of your silent battles have been overlooked. My love for you hasn't wavered for a single moment, not even in your darkest nights, not even when you doubted me, not even when you felt completely alone. I have been with you through every storm, every breakdown, every silent cry, and I will stay with you until every wound is healed and every heaviness is lifted. My child, let me pull back the curtain of the unseen so you can understand why your journey has felt so turbulent, why progress seemed to slip through your fingers, Why your heart felt heavy even in moments that should have brought relief, because there has been a spiritual war around your life that you did not see, battles that raged in silence while you thought you were simply tired, confused, stuck, or losing direction. What you felt as emotional weight was often spiritual interference. What you called bad timing was often the enemy pushing against the alignment meant for you. And what you thought was your own weakness was often the pressure of forces trying to keep you from stepping into what I prepared for you. I saw it every moment the enemy tried to distract you, sending disruptions into your thoughts, filling your mind with noise, placing people or situations in your path to pull your attention away from me, making your mind wander when your heart was trying to focus, stirring unnecessary chaos around you so you would feel too overwhelmed to pray, too drained to seek clarity, too tired to open your spirit. And I stepped in again and again to silence what was coming against you even when you didn't realize it was an attack. I saw when the enemy tried to confuse you, whispering lies into your thoughts, making you doubt yourself, making you question your worth, making you second-guess your intuition, clouding your judgment, twisting your emotions until you didn't know what to feel or what to trust, stirring fear in the quiet moments so you would think you were going backward when you were actually moving forward, creating circumstances that made you doubt my presence, my love, and my guidance. But even then, I shielded your mind from sinking into darkness deeper than you could handle. I guarded your thoughts, and I kept you from losing the truth of who you are. My child, let me pull back the curtain of the unseen so you can understand why your journey has felt so turbulent, why progress seemed to slip through your fingers, why your heart felt heavy even in moments that should have brought relief, because there has been a spiritual war around your life that you did not see, battles that raged in silence while you thought you were simply tired, confused, stuck, or losing direction. Tight Father, you alone know my heart if you long to dwell in His presence. And share this video